So in chapter 4, we get acquainted with Hamish Abernathy. Hamish is the sole victor in District 12, and he is the survivor of the 50th Hunger Games, which is the second quarter quell. Every 25 years in the universe of the Hunger Games, to commemorate and continue to instill fear and obedience within the population, they really ramp up the level of evil. So for Hamish's Hunger Games, the 50th, it was the second quarter quell, and there was double the amount of participants. Naturally, this entire experience has left him crippled with PTSD, and one of the ways that he copes with this is through alcohol. However, in chapter 4, while Katniss does have a little bit of empathy for him, mostly she feels this kind of sense of betrayal. Not only is she from the worst district, but she looks around and she's like, and we have literally the worst mentor. This guy is an alcoholic. He can't get his life together. He's not going to be able to save us in the arena. And he seems just pretty resigned to just, as we, the reader, can imagine, watch them come and go like all the other tributes that he has had to mentor in the past. Now, interestingly, Peeta kind of has a different vibe. He is less cynical than Katniss is, and he decides that he's going to be kind to Haymitch, that when Haymitch is struggling with his alcoholism, he's thrown up all over himself. He even volunteers to help him out, clean him up. This is immediately met with skepticism by Katniss, who thinks that he's using this kind of kind bit to gain some leverage with the really only shot that they view that they have at this time to succeed in the arena. This chapter has a lot of flashback in which Katniss sort of is grappling with the fact that Peeta might just be a nice person, and she has this very core memory, both to the series, to their relationship, and to the movies, in which she remembers when on the brink of starvation, despite her and Gale's enormous talents at hunting game, she remembers that Peeta risks being hit by his family, throwing a piece of burnt bread to her in the rain. And she's forced to conclude that he might just be a nice person. Despite Haymitch's initial nonchalance and dismissal of the two, after a confrontation, he agrees to train them seriously. It's also important to note that a lot of this chapter takes place on the train that is transporting them from District 12 to the capital. This train is a level of opulence and grandeur that the two have literally never experienced, and naturally it disgusts Katniss, who sees the wealth inequality and disparity as just another sign that their government is completely corrupt. When they arrive to the training center, a crowd gathers around and is cheering them on. They're so excited. And Peeta waves to them. He's really playing to the crowd. He recognizes his strengths as a kind of charismatic young person. And this to Katniss is just annoying and also suspicious. How can he know the game so well? Clearly, he's got to have ulterior motives.